The forest was quiet, too quiet. Ethan was 16 years old and had been hunting with his father, Dale, every October since he was 8. He knew these woods. He knew the sounds of the birds, the way the wind moved through the pine trees, the soft crunch of deer hooves on dry leaves. He knew everything about this forest. But today something felt wrong. It started in the morning. Ethan and his father had set up camp near the old creek, just like every year. The fire was warm. The coffee smelled good. Dale told the same bad jokes he always told. Everything looked normal, but the birds had stopped singing, not just for a moment, for hours. "Dad, you hear that?" Ethan said, looking up at the trees. Dale tilted his head. "Hear what?" "Nothing, that's the problem. Nothing is making noise." Dale smiled and patted his son on the shoulder. "Animals get quiet sometimes. Don't worry about it. Let's go find you your first buck." They split up at the old oak tree like always. Dale went north toward the ridge. Ethan went east toward the meadow. They would meet back at camp before dark. Ethan walked for about 20 minutes, his rifle resting across his arms, his boots soft on the ground. The silence was heavy. It pressed against his ears like something was pushing from the outside. Then he smelled it. Blood, old blood, rotten and thick in the cold air. He stopped walking. He looked around slowly. The trees were tall and dark. The sky above was gray and flat, and then between two pine trees he saw it. A deer, hanging upside down. The deer was tied by its back legs to a thick branch, maybe 8 feet off the ground. But this was not a normal hunting kill. The skin had been removed, carefully and completely, like someone had peeled it off like a jacket. The red, wet body hung there, dripping slowly onto the leaves below. Ethan's stomach turned hard. He took a step closer and then he saw the symbols, carved into the body of the deer, not scratched. Carved deep and clean, like someone had spent a long time making them. They were shapes he had never seen before. Circles inside circles, lines that bent at strange angles. Symbols that looked almost like letters from a language that was not any language he knew. He pulled out his phone to take a photo. No signal, of course. There was never signal this deep in the woods. He looked around again. Nobody was there, no sounds, no movement. He turned around and walked quickly back toward camp. Ethan did not tell his father what he found right away. He was not sure why. Maybe he thought Dale would call him crazy. Maybe he thought there was a normal reason for it. Maybe some part of him, the deep animal part of his brain, told him to stay calm and say nothing. They ate dinner at camp, beans and bread and hot coffee. Dale talked about the tracks he had found near the ridge, big ones, probably a 10-point buck. Good news, they would go back tomorrow. But when Dale went to sleep, Ethan sat by the dying fire and stared at the trees. The darkness beyond the firelight was total. The kind of darkness that feels alive. The kind that makes you think something is standing in it, watching you, staying just far enough back to stay invisible. He told himself to go to sleep. He did not go to sleep. Around midnight he heard something. Not a sound exactly, more like a feeling. The way the air changes when something large moves through it. He looked up from the fire. At the edge of the tree line, maybe 50 feet away, something was standing. It was tall. Too tall. A man's shape, but stretched wrong, like someone had grabbed the top and bottom and pulled. The arms were a little too long. The legs bent in a way that was almost right, but not quite. And it was wearing something. In the dim light from the dying fire, Ethan could see it. Wrapped around the figure's body, draped over its shoulders and back, hanging down its arms and legs. Deerskin, the same deer, he knew it. He could not explain how he knew, but he knew. The figure was not moving. It was just standing there, looking at him, or at least facing him. He could not see a face. Ethan did not move. He stopped breathing. Every muscle in his body turned to stone. His hand was near his rifle, but he did not reach for it. Something in his brain told him that moving would be the wrong thing to do. For 3 minutes, maybe 4, the figure stood there. Then it stepped back, slowly, into the darkness. And it was gone. Ethan sat awake until morning. He did not sleep. He did not close his eyes. In the morning, Ethan told his father everything. Dale listened. He did not laugh. His face was serious in a way that Ethan had not seen before, a kind of careful, measuring look. "Show me the deer," Dale said. They walked east together. The morning light was thin and pale through the trees. After 20 minutes, they reached the spot. The deer was still there, still hanging, still carved with those strange symbols. But now the ground below it was disturbed. Big footprints in the soft mud, barefoot, but the toes were wrong. Too long, too many of them. Dale stared at the prints for a long time. "We're leaving," he said quietly, the way adults talk when they are trying to stay calm for someone else's sake. "What is it, Dad?" "We're leaving now. Go get your bag." They went back to camp and started packing, fast, no talking. The birds were still silent. The forest still had that heavy, pressing quiet. They were almost done. Dale had taken down the tent and Ethan was kicking dirt on the fire when it happened. From the trees to the north where Dale had gone yesterday, his father's voice came. "Ethan, come here, I found something." Ethan turned around. His father was standing right next to him, 3 feet away, rolling up the tent. The blood left Ethan's face. The voice came again from the trees. Perfect. Exactly right. The same sound, the same tone, the same warmth his father's voice always had. "Ethan, come look at this, it's amazing." Dale grabbed his son's arm hard. "Do not move," he whispered. "Do not answer it. Do not look at it directly." "Dad, that sounds exactly like—" "I know." "How is it doing that?" Dale did not answer. He picked up his bag with one hand and kept his grip on Ethan's arm with the other. He started moving south, toward the trailhead, toward the road. The voice followed them. "Ethan, where are you going? Come back, I need to show you something." Then a pause. "Son, don't be scared, it's just me." Ethan's eyes filled up, not from sadness, from the wrongness of it. The way the voice was right in every way except for the fact that his father was right there beside him, not talking, pulling him through the trees. The trailhead was 4 miles south. They walked fast, almost running. Dale held his rifle ready, Ethan held his. The pale morning light moved through the trees in thin, flat strips. The voice stopped. For about 10 minutes there was nothing, just their footsteps and their breathing. Then something started walking behind them. They could hear it. Slow steps, heavy, the crack of a branch, the soft compression of wet leaves. It was not trying to be quiet. That was the worst part. It wanted them to know it was there. Dale stopped. He turned and looked back through the trees. Ethan looked too. Far back, between the dark trunks, the tall shape was following them, walking, unhurried, the deer skin hanging off its body, swaying as it moved. Its head turned toward them when they stopped. "Keep walking," Dale said, flat and quiet. They turned and walked faster. The footsteps behind them matched their speed. When they went faster, it went faster. When Dale pulled Ethan to move even quicker, the thing behind them kept perfect pace. It was playing with them. Ethan's breath came in short, hard bursts. His legs ached. His hands were shaking around his rifle. He wanted to turn and shoot, but Dale had told him not to, without saying why. "Dad, we should—" "No. But if we just—" "Ethan, no, you cannot kill it that way. Just walk." Then the voice came back, but this time it was different. It was not coming from behind them. It was coming from in front of them. "Ethan." Dale's voice, warm and calm. "Slow down. You're going the wrong way." They stopped. Directly ahead, between them and the trail out, the tall shape stood in the path. It had gotten in front of them. Ethan did not understand how. They had never heard it pass. They had been listening. But there it was, standing in the path, wrapped in pale, dried skin, its long arms hanging at its sides. "What do we do?" Ethan whispered. Dale raised his rifle, aimed at it. The shape did not move. "We go right," Dale said quietly. "There's a firebreak, a wide open strip with no trees. We get to open ground. We get to the road." "How far?" Half a mile. He fired his rifle into the air. One shot, loud and sharp in the silent forest. The shape flinched, just slightly, but it flinched. "Run," Dale said. They ran east, then cut south toward the firebreak. Ethan ran faster than he ever had in his life. His lungs burned. His boots hit the ground hard and fast. Dale stayed right behind him, not letting him slow down, not letting him look back. They broke out of the tree line. The firebreak was a wide strip of open land, cut clean of trees. Brown grass and gray sky, beautiful and open and safe. They ran across it without stopping. When they hit the road, Dale's truck was there, right where they had left it. Ethan threw his bag in the back and got in. Dale got in the driver's side, started the engine, pulled onto the road without even closing his door properly. They drove for 5 minutes in total silence. Then Ethan said, "What was it?" Dale kept his eyes on the road. "Old thing," he said, "older than anything we understand." "What did it want?" Dale was quiet for a long moment. "To get one of us away from the other one. That's how they work. They copy a voice. They get you to separate. They get you alone." Ethan looked out the window at the passing trees. "Did you know about them before today?" "My grandfather told me stories. I thought they were just stories." "Are we safe?" Dale finally looked at him. And the thing that frightened Ethan most was the small pause before his father answered. "Yes," Dale said, "we're safe." But Ethan noticed that Dale kept checking the rearview mirror every few seconds, all the way home. That night, Ethan lay in his bed and listened to the house. The heating pipes, the wind outside, the normal sounds of a normal home. And then, from outside his window, soft and patient and perfectly correct in every single way, he heard his father's voice. "Ethan, come outside, I want to show you something." He pulled the blanket over his head and did not move until morning. It had followed them home.